Have you played around with promoted pins yet? I don't think there's a whole lot of room for shoulds in our businesses, but Pinterest is considered, for me, strongly recommended for any business using content to build their businesses. It's why I dedicate nearly an entire module to my content marketing course, Your Content, Your Empire, to Pinterest, because it packs such a huge bang for your buck in terms of time and in terms of the traffic and the ROI that it generates. So once you have a strategic Pinterest system in place that's working, promoted pins are a logical and smart next step. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to plan, design, set up, and manage your first promoted pins campaign the profitable way. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Haley Dale, and I am a content and sales funnel strategist helping you create more purposeful, productive, and yes, profitable content too. So if that sounds like something you're looking for, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below this video, and you will get value-packed videos just like this one every single Monday. So let's start with the 3 things that I love the most about promoted pins, because there's a pretty good reason to be pretty excited about promoted pins. I know I am. So number 1, they are much more set it and forget it than Facebook ads. So unlike where you're constantly rotating creative because your audience gets saturated on Facebook and you need to rotate that out and come up with a new message like every 4 to 6 weeks, on Pinterest, the longer your pins stay on there and the longer your promoted pins stay on there, as long as it's a winning formula that you come up with, they're just going to go bigger and bigger and bigger. So it really is a momentum thing. And besides that initial testing phase, you can pretty much set it and forget it as long as you're checking in at least on a monthly basis, just to make sure nothing is going crazy, because you set the budget so you're able to make sure that it's manageable. The second thing is that you get much cheaper costs per click. So unlike Facebook, and it changes every day. So this year I know has been like a huge whirlwind of how much those cost per clicks cost. But on Pinterest, they tend to be a lot cheaper. People are clicking through a lot more. So this is why it's one of my go-to strategies for my agency clients in our retainer funnel engine package, as well as in our sales funnel package, to really support their traffic strategies and support their sales funnels, because it's a great way to get their ROI out. It's a great automated traffic system to support that sales system that we've set up together. And then the third thing that I love, which is it's crazy, you keep getting repins, clicks, and impressions even after you have stopped paying. So if you set up a promoted pin and a bunch of people repin it, their followers will keep repinning it and seeing it even if you stop paying. So that's what's another thing that I love about it, and it's crazy. So let's get started. So what do you have to do in order to launch a profitable promoted pins campaign? So I think it starts first with preparation. So there's a few things that you want to make sure you have in place with your account before you can really start running these. So number 1, you need to make sure that your Pinterest account is a business account. So we need to make sure that you have access to the ads manager and access to analytics there, the business ones. We can make sure that you can run promoted pins. So that's the first step. Make sure that it's set up. The second thing is that you've claimed your website and you've added in the pixel. So that's a really important step, because how will we know if your ads aren't working if we don't have that pixel in place? So in order to get accurate measurements, we need to make sure that you've claimed your website and that you have a pixel installed for the promoted pins that you want to run. And then the next thing that we move to is creative. So whenever I'm thinking about running a Pinterest campaign, what I'll do is I will create some versions of the graphics and versions of the creative and description and name of the pin, and I will go and pin it at least 2 to 3 weeks before I want to put some money behind promoting it. This way I can test out the creative, and you have to, for promoted pins, you have to select an existing pin. So we definitely need to pin it before we can promote it. Plus I like the fact that we get some data as well, and we can tell, we know whether it's going to work. So during this phase, I think step 1, what you want to do is you want to research keywords related to your offer, your freebie, or your blog post, whatever it is that you're planning on running promoted pins for. Next, you want to draft up 3 pin titles and captions. So we want to take those keywords and integrate it into those pin titles and those captions, because we're just kind of testing at this point. We're going to put them out there and see which one resonates the most. And then step 3, I want you to design 3 pin images and get those out there as well. So then take that, combine it for your Pinterest formula, your pin formula, and get it scheduled out there. So step 4, I want you to pin mixed and matched versions of the pins. So you might try caption 1 with image 1, caption 1 with image 2. So you'll kind of mix them around so you're spreading it out. So if you want to number the pins 1 to 3 and the captions A to C, pin the following combination. So you to at least 8 boards and 1 to 3 tribes if you can. So pin 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B, 2C, 3A, 3B, 3C to make sure that we have all combos represented there at least 2 weeks ahead of when you're planning on starting to promote your campaign. Then step 3, you want to come up with the strategy. So you want to pin them and let them do their thing, and then you want to create your strategy. So you can do the step prior to the creative as long as you leave yourself enough time to do that testing phase, so the previous step that I went through. But during your strategy, I want you to answer the following questions. So I build this out in a Google Doc, or I have a template that you can download below this video. So step 1 is like, what is the purpose of this campaign? Like, is it to generate more traffic? Is it to get more email signups? Is it to make sales? So what is the purpose of that? Step 2 is, what are the relevant links for this campaign? So I actually go through the steps and I gather the links so that I have them nice and conveniently right there. Step 3, what are your goals for this campaign? So I want you to set a number of sales goal, a number of sign up goal, a number of traffic goal. So depending on the purpose, that's going to inform what the goal is. So we want to make sure that it makes financial sense in order to run these promoted pin campaigns. So I have a couple of formulas for either a sales or a leads campaign. So in order to figure out what your max cost per click for a sales campaign, what we want to do is we want to take the number 1 and we want to divide that by your actual or estimated conversion rate of your sales page. So the place where you're driving people to. And if that is a 1%, you're going to divide the 1 by 0.01. If it's 2%, you're going to divide the 1 by the 0.02. And that's going to tell you the number of clicks that you need for one sale. Next up, so say for an example, if I had, a 1% conversion rate on a sales page that I was driving traffic to in my promoted pins campaign, I would take 1 divided by 0.01 to know that I need 100 clicks to make one sale of my offer. The next thing that I would do is I would take the cost of the offer divided by the number of clicks needed for one sale, and that's going to be my max cost per click. So that's going to get me that number. So say for example, I was selling a $47 product in here and I was dividing that by the 100 clicks that I need for one sale. That's going to tell me that 47 cents is the max I can pay per click if I want to break even. So that's my absolute max. So that's going to give me a number going in. So the next formula we're going to look at is for the leads campaign. So if you're just running this campaign to get more email signups, we want to calculate it this way. So number 1, we take 1 divided by the estimated or actual conversion rate of the funnel in decimals. So if that's 2%, you would divide it by 0.02, and that's going to tell you the number of leads you need for one sale. So we want to make sure that if you are running it for email signups, that we have a funnel attached to it. So if you haven't done that part yet, definitely go and create a funnel, and I have some videos listed below which you can go and check out. So an example here is like, say I had a 2% converting funnel. So I would take 1 divided by 0.02 to get 50 leads needed for one sale. So I'll know how many I need. The second formula we're going to do is the number of leads needed for one sale divided by the estimated or actual conversion rate for the freebie opt-in page in decimals. So say for instance, it is, so in this example, and that's going to tell you the number of clicks needed for one sale. So in this example, say I needed 50 leads for one sale based on my estimated conversion rate of the funnel. I would divide that by 0.35 if my opt-in page, I know it converts at 35%. So that tells me I need 143 clicks in order to get one sale. So then the final calculation is the cost of your offer divided by the number of clicks needed for one sale, and that's going to tell you your max cost per click in order to break even. So say my offer was $497, I would divide it by the 143 clicks that I know I need for one sale based on my opt-in conversion rate, opt-in page conversion rate, and my funnel conversion. To get 348 is the max I can spend in this example that I can pay per click if I want to break even. So that's how we do the math and make sure that it makes financial sense. So in order for your strategy, we need to know what that max cost per click is. Next, we want to think about what is our audience that we're going to target. So what is their sex, age range, location, languages, so some of those basic demographic information. And then finally, keywords and interests. So what are we going to be targeting? Or are we going to be using custom audiences like act-alike audience, or which is like look-alike audiences on Facebook, retargeting, email list, traffic, clicks. So what are those different things that you're going to be targeting, those custom audiences, or are you going to go more with like a keyword or interest strategy here? Then 5, I want you to organize your testing and campaign rollout plan. So how many audiences are you going to test? How long will you let each test run for? And what is your daily budget for each? What is your daily budget and overall budget for each test? So I want to walk you through an example of one that we typically do when we're running for clients. So we take test number 1, we test interest at $5 a day for 1 week. So that takes $70 for that testing phase. Test number 2 is keywords at $5 a day for 1 week, $70. Test 3 is engaged audience at $5 a day for 1 week for $70. So we're running a lot more in that first week. Test 5 is act-alike audience 1 for $5 a day, so $70 again. And then test 6 is act-alike audience 2 for $5 a day. So remember, even though you're testing, you should be seeing some return on investment of that, especially for like according to our formulas here. But the results you get are a good opportunity for you to fix any of those actual estimates into actuals for that formula. So you can rerun those formulas again to redefine what that max cost per click actually is. So even though we're spending quite a bit with these 6 tests that we typically run for clients, we're getting them sales from it pretty much right away. Then step number 4, after you have the strategy figured out, you actually want to go and set up the campaign. So with your strategy in hand and your trialed creative complete, it's time to run your campaigns. So the steps that I take with it is number 1, I pick a winning creative. So I decide based on the results of posting those like pins and the descriptions, I choose which one is going to be the best. The second thing is I build the campaign. So I build campaign 1 for the first test all the way through, and then I duplicate it. So I actually go and just duplicate the campaign. So I go through all the work of setting it up once, I duplicate it and just change out the audiences that I'm targeting. And then 5, I just manage the campaign. So I set some timers to check in regularly, especially during that first week. I'm looking in probably like every day, but I'm not really making any decisions till the end of that first week. So I try to start my campaigns on a Monday, and I make this my review day where I call them, like I get rid of the ones that aren't working, I update or I scale my ad. So I might make some tweaks here. After week 1, I gather the following data for each test group. So the number of clicks, number of conversions, cost per click, and rank 1 to 6. So from there, I call the rest that aren't working, and I keep the top 1 or 2. And then I reallocate the budget into, I either absorb or increase the budget of those ones that I'm running. So I'm left with the top 2, and I reabsorb the budget from the other 4 tests there. So week 2 and beyond, I just say every Monday we go and we look at these things. We measure and evaluate number of clicks. We look at number of clicks, cost per click, number of conversions or results, depending on our purpose of the campaign, cost per result, and then profit ultimately. So this is going to be, it depends on what you're doing. If you're measuring, like if I want more email subscribers or if I want more sales, it depends on what those are. Then from those results, like week 2 and beyond, I decide am I going to keep things as they are? They're working pretty good. Am I going to increase the budget? So recommended, if there is a profit margin, we can start to increase that. Am I going to duplicate the campaign and test different targeting? Or am I going to begin testing different creative? So you would start from the beginning if you wanted to do that. So go through the entire process again. So I want you to take action and go and download my Pinterest planner. So if you're ready to start running your promoted pins campaign, make sure to download that planner below this video. It's going to help you really plan that out and get running them. And if you want more videos like this, make sure to click on the next video on your screen and hit subscribe for new videos every single Monday.